Let's talk about a feeling that so many of us know, but we rarely discuss it. It's that sense of being stuck on a financial treadmill, you know? You're working so hard, but you feel like you're not actually getting anywhere? Well, today we're going to talk about how to finally get off.
This quote, wow, it just hits home for so many people, doesn't it? It's that deep frustration of knowing you're putting in the hours, you're earning a paycheck, but the money just seems to vanish. You never feel like you can build anything real.
Yeah. If this sounds familiar, I want you to know you are definitely not alone. This is a quiet anxiety that millions of people share, and it's the exact feeling we're going to unpack right now. So let's give this thing a name. The financial treadmill. It's that relentless cycle, right? Get paid, watch it disappear, repeat. And it creates this constant low-level stress that just kind of follows you around.
It always kicks off right here, on payday. For just a little bit, there's this wave of relief, a feeling of, okay, I've got this.
But that feeling doesn't stick around for long, does it? Almost immediately the big stuff hits, the rent, the bills, the groceries, and that nice, comfortable balance starts to shrink fast.
Then come all the little things. You know, the seemingly harmless stuff. A coffee on the way to work, a subscription you kind of forgot about. Each one is just a small drop in the bucket. But all those drops, they add up. And before you know it, bam, it's the end of the month. You're staring at your bank account asking that same old question, where did my money go? It seriously feels like a magic trick that happens over and over again.
Okay, now this is probably the most important thing I'm going to say. If this cycle is your story, it is not a personal failure. You're not bad with money. You're just trying to get somewhere without a map. And this idea of driving without a map is the perfect metaphor for why our money seems to just vanish. See, we're not actually in control. We're just reacting to whatever turn the road throws at us next.
You know, most of us fall into what's called the improvisation trap. The reality is we were never really taught how to handle money, so we just kind of make it up as we go. Our brain defaults to what feels good right now. So we pay the most stressful bill first to get rid of that anxiety, then we buy ourselves something nice because, hey, we deserve it, and then we just cross our fingers and hope the rest works out. It's a strategy based entirely on feelings, not on a real plan.
So this really presents a clear choice, a fork in the road. We can keep going down that old path of just reacting, of hoping for the best, or we can choose a new road, one where we're actually in the driver's seat, deciding where we want to go.
This all leads us to a simple but incredibly powerful rule. Undirected money will always find a way to leave. It's almost like a law of nature. If you don't give your money a specific job to do, it will find one for itself. And that job is almost always disappearing from your bank account.
And these are the things that help it disappear, the quiet saboteurs, the little habits that, by themselves, don't feel like a big deal, but together, they drain you. That impulse buy to feel better after a long day, that subscription you forgot about, they all create that constant pressure, that feeling that you're just unlucky with money. So, how do we get off this treadmill for good? Well, it all comes down to one simple but incredibly powerful idea. A real turning point that can change your entire relationship with money, starting, like right now.
I want you to really think about this question for a second. We're taught to see our income as a reward for all our hard work, something that's just there to be spent. But what if that's completely backwards? What if money is actually a tool, something we can use to build the life we actually want?
And this is the big idea. You give every single dollar a job to do before you even think about spending it. So instead of just reacting to money after it's in your account, you decide its purpose ahead of time. Rent, savings, groceries, even your fun money. Everything gets a job assignment.
Okay, so how do we actually do this? How do we go from just reacting to our money to actively directing it? Well, it's a lot simpler than you might think.
Here's the new map. It's super straightforward. First, you know your paycheck is coming, so you acknowledge the total amount. Then, and this is the key, before it even hits your bank account, you assign every dollar a job. Like $1,200 is for rent, $300 is for savings, $400 for groceries, and $150 is for fun. Now, when you buy a coffee, it's not a guilty impulse. It's you using your fun tool exactly how you planned. The guilt is gone, and it's replaced with the confidence of a choice you made on purpose.
And let's be totally clear. This isn't about building some crazy complex spreadsheet or living a life where you never have fun. Not at all. It's just about moving from chaos to clarity. It's about awareness and having a simple structure that puts you back in control.
So, what's the long-term result of this shift?
Well, the entire emotional feeling around your money begins to change. That constant, nagging anxiety starts to fade away, and a feeling of calm control starts to take its place.
This is the new reality you start to build for yourself. Bills are no longer these scary threats. They're just expected expenses that you've already planned for. Saving money isn't something that just happens by accident if there's anything left over. It's a deliberate choice you make. And for the first time, maybe ever, you can actually start looking toward the future and building real, lasting security.
We started with this question, right? It's the question that defines that whole feeling of being on the financial treadmill. It's all about confusion and frustration and just feeling powerless.
And this is the new answer. This is the transformation. It's not about being restrictive, it's about having clarity. The mystery is gone. You're no longer just a passenger on your financial journey. You're the one holding the map. This is what real financial control actually feels like. So, we'll just leave you with this one thought. The power to get off that treadmill, it's already in your hands. Your money is a tool. The only question left is, what job are you going to give it?